Hallo! Bin ich heute blöd. Ich schraube mal kurz bei mir ein bisschen am Ton am Fernseher runter, sonst denkt man noch, ich bin schwerhörig. Hallo! Alle miteinander. Ich bin wieder eure Eri. Ich hatte ja gesagt, hey, zu Neujahr spielen wir Danganronpa 1 durch. Wir haben noch ein ganzes Kapitel. Noch ein ganzes Kapitel. Ich rechne mal so, dass wir 8 Stunden dafür brauchen. Das ist ungefähr so die Vorstellung, wenn wir weniger brauchen, hier BIA. Wenn wir mehr brauchen, oh oh. Ja, hi Mentas! Juhu! Good morning am Morning und so. Ich habe einen Energy Drink drin. Ich bin also noch nicht besoffen. Und die Katze liegt neben mir und sieht dabei so knuffig aus. Die Katze! Dadap. Dadadap. 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 Da. Also, ich habe zu trinken. Ich kann heute lesen, hoffentlich nonstop. Ich habe noch einen Eistee, ich habe eine Mezzomix. Ich hoffe, das reicht für heute. Das muss reichen. The Ultimate Despair. A group of people who caused a tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. So, Schatzi, wie kommen wir denn hier raus? Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room? Of course I do. Nein, ich habe die Nacht nicht durchgemacht. Ich war bis um 1 wach, bin um 7 aufgestanden, war dann mit meiner Besten fix einkaufen, die mir dann sagte, wenn du doch noch heute Abend das Bedürfnis hast, mit jemandem reinzufeiern, dann sag Bescheid, du bist gerne eingeladen. Weil sie ist ein bisschen, ein bisschen dezent angefressen, dass ich halt lieber streame, als Zeit mit ihr zu verbringen. Also, so hat sie es indirekt ausgedrückt, aber ist halt so, ich feiere ungern in größeren Gruppen und sie ist eine Person, sie ist sehr kontaktfreudig, sehr sozial, im Gegensatz zu mir. Und sie hat dann heute schon eine Freundin noch eingeladen und ich nenne diese Freundin immer liebevoll Laura, obwohl sie anders heißt. Und nicht, dass ich mit der nicht mehr klarkomme, aber aktuell will ich eigentlich nicht so wirklich Menschen um mich, also ich sag mal wirklich körperlich um mich herum haben. So virtuell geht das. So virtuell geht das. Aber so körperlich ist das dann schon ein bisschen... Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right? So, that's right. Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Dann versuchen wir's mal. Hey Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right? So, let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. Wie hast du denn letztes Jahr Silvester gefeiert, Mentas? Sag jetzt nicht mit viel Alkohol. It is my part. It is my fucking part. And then... click! Yes! It opened! And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Oh, jetzt kommt my favorite part. My favorite part. Übrigens, ich habe gestern noch ein Follow gemacht, so ganz klammheimlich, ohne dass ich gestreamt habe und ich denke mir, what? aber sollte diese Person das hier noch im Nachhinein sehen, thanks! Thanks for that! Very thanks! Very thank you! Jetzt stimmt nur leider meine Meine Anzeige glaube nicht mehr. Und habt ihr überhaupt Ton? Habe ich das heute schon mal nachgeguckt? Ob ihr... Sag mal, hast du, Mentas, hast du Ton von Danganronpa? Dieses dö, 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 dö. Ja, Beschweren über den Lärm ist immer gut. So, ich schalte mal kurz mal den Ton ein. Finally. We were finally free. Oh. Fällt mir ein, ich werde ja hier nichts auf den Kopfhörern hören, wenn nicht auf... Because the real fight had just begun. Chapter 6. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. Das letzte Kapitel. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up, like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. Guckt mal, wir können hier fast in euren Rock gucken. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down.
Ne.
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. Bis um 2 bist du des Wahnsinns, aber du hast heute nichts zu tun, ich merke schon. Liebevoll gesagt, du hast heute nichts zu tun. But now that you said it, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you are the ultimate detective, right? So, how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
それは
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous?
違うわ。
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
そう。
Because we take pride in it. Right?
ええ。
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
そうね。
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Oh. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Right. So that explains. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
でも、
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh?
私
In
は
order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There is no shame in it.
Eh?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all these years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
違うわ。
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about. Moin, Kadara! Ich hoffe, du hast gut geschlafen. Ich habe schon gesehen, du hast schon wieder gezockt. Das ist ziemlich lange. Sag mal, schläft hier überhaupt irgendeiner mal ordentlich? Die Lia streamt so arschlange. Der Kadara, der spielt so lange. fühle ich mich ja richtig schlecht, wenn ich um 1 Uhr morgens im Bett liege. Und dann am nächsten Tag einen Energy Drink sauf, um wenigstens ein bisschen durchzuhalten. Keine Sorge, ich habe auch Kaffee.
だけど
There is something I want to say to him though. What?
私
No
は
matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
それ
I
は
want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young. So I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented. He had a promising future.
だけど
But he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. No long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. Katara, ab ins Bett. Ab ins Bett, mein Schatzele. Schlaf ist wichtig, Schlaf ist das Wichtigste überhaupt. Hab ich im Krankenhaus aufgrund meiner Depression gelernt, wie wichtig Schlaf sein kann. Denn ein müder Geist, sag ich mal, bringt nie was Positives oder Gutes hervor. Und daher, immer wenn es mir richtig dreckig geht, also richtig, richtig dreckig geht, lege ich mich ins Bett und schlafe, aber das bedeutet einfach, ich habe zu wenig Schlaf bekommen. Ja, und meistens, wenn ich wach werde, um 2021, Schatzi, du weißt schon, wir haben dieses Jahr erst 2019, also nächstes Jahr, also in ein paar Stunden, in 14 Stunden, nee, in 13 Stunden und fast 45 Minuten, also 44 Minuten. Ja. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
そう
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. Ach so! Sorry, ich hab den Strich nicht gesehen. Ich hab den Striche nicht gesehen. I take pride in my family name. So, every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional.
私は
I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
だけど
But there's one thing that I can never forgive. Really?
そ
The
れ
way
は
everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
でも
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day.
私は
His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
そう
That's why I have to find him and tell him we are no longer family. In order to settle the past, in order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But you are family. To just cut him out like that,
違うわ
our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
ね
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. No. I just kept climbing. Wehe, du liest dann aber vorm Schlafengehen die Comics, ja? Musst du machen. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Endlich an der Spitze! Looks like this is it.
え
On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We are back.
え、そうよ。
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we will come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my hand right up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... Ist die kurze Frage, ist die Musik vom Spiel zu laut? Weil mir ist aufgefallen, in den letzten Streams war sie dann doch ein bisschen zu leise für meinen Geschmack. Dafür war ich dann zu laut. Deswegen die Frage, ist die Background-Musik vom Spiel gut oder zu laut, zu leise? Das ist irgendwie süß, Gadara. Sehr süß. Oh, Skippy, mein süßer Schatz. Der Kater liegt hier gerade ganz niedlich neben mir, so alle Viere von sich gestreckt, mit dem Bauch zeigend, die Augen geschlossen. Ah! Nein, es geht nicht darum, ob man mich gut versteht. Dass man mich gut versteht, das weiß ich. Es ging eher darum, ob man die Spielmusik zu leise hört, zu laut hört. Weil mir ist, wie gesagt, aufgefallen, dass die Musik vom Spiel immer zu leise war. Weil ich das ziemlich weit runtergeschraubt habe. Also habe ich zwischenzeitlich nochmal hochgeschraubt. Das ist mir bei Persona aufgefallen. Und deswegen bin ich da jetzt ein bisschen unsicher. Ich bin verunsichert. Kleines Mädchen. Ja, okay, gut, ich habe jetzt selber mal kurz reingehört. Scheint okay zu sein. Kann man so lassen, kann man so nehmen. Looks like we are back. But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we are safe and sound, but at least we are out of it there. Now we are back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No, no thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. So, was machen wir als nächstes, Girl? So, now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out... And I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might... You are worried? Yeah, of course.
じゃあ、
Then, let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
つまり
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
でも
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we are found out, and it's not like we can run away. As she said it, she pointed at a nearby surveillance camera. So you are saying, rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't? What? Nochmal. 1, 2, 3, nochmal versuchen. What you think is going to happen isn't.
That
Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared? You said something like that before. What does it mean?
そ
The
れは
mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mokuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
そう
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it will be better for us if we get to him directly before he drags us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little... no super uneasy about it. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
ええ
Monokuma should be in the gym.
行きまし
Let's
ょう
get going. Okay. Da, 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 da. Da fällt mir ein, ich muss heute singen. Hab mir auch schon ein Lied ausgesucht. Was gesingt wird. Habe ich mich schon wieder vergessen von der Seite? Ich habe mich schon wieder ausgemacht. Ah, das bleibt noch geheim. Es ist auf alle Fälle so ein bisschen R&B-ig, also von wie hieß sie? Alicia Key? Ich glaube, Alicia Key war der Name. Und ich bin der festen Überzeugung, ich komme da mit meiner Stimme ganz gut rüber. Deswegen habe ich mir das Lied ausgesucht. Hey, 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 hey! Kyoko, I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he would react. Are we really gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
Nani?
So, what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko?
So,
Do whatever you feel you have to. What?
then,
But before you do, let me just say one thing. If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that matters to you, right? Im Englischen klappt das mit diesem Wortdoppelung. Im Deutschen klingt's einfach scheiße. Im Deutschen nennt man das dann untalentiert und überhaupt nicht schön. Aber im Englischen klingt ein bisschen wie Maschinengewehr. I lose? You! Explain yourself! What do you mean by that? Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me. I was supposed to be chosen as the placant and then executed, right? Hey! What are you talking about? But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The result of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position one person would protect another like that. And in response to that unexpected development, you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the placant and trying to execute him. You made a choice out of desperation, no more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well. But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to your aid even after you'd killed it. Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Makuro, you did. So, executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rule, which I know you love so much. If the placant is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the placant is me and not Makoto? Yeah. And you can't prove this, right?
So?
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that! What is this, a comedy routine? To make such bad claims without a shred of evidence! I don't have any right now, but with a little more time I guarantee I'll find some. Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type? If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire. But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts. And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence? It's not you I'm trying to convince.
ね
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
えそうよ
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because that what we said is exactly right.
いいわね
Despair can never kill hope.
ね
Of course, you can say we are just making this all up. You are welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
そうす
then
る
I,
べき
then I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
そう
To do Makuro's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulation to ensure a fair trial.
そこで
It's
最後の
time
勝負
for
をしま
one
しょう
last showdown.
希望と絶望をかけた最後の勝負よ
Entschuldigung, Kyoko, ich wollte nicht reinreden, aber das passiert mir ja ständig bei euch.
ね
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial? One last showdown? In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept that challenge? They will probably just execute me without another word. Danke. Ich weiß jetzt, er sagt nicht mehr. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Barry? Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things a little. So, time for bear jokes. Now, what you've suggested might be possible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax. Katze, ich rutsch mal ein Stück neben dich. Ja, reck dich, mein Großer, reck dich.
つまり
Does that mean you accept? If we do things your way, that will be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to get to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory? Let's have one final grisly showdown. He agreed. Then we still have a shot at this. But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end. So, for this final face-up, you will have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right. Every last mystery that's spawning around the school. If you can do that, then that will be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
そうね
Diese Bärpants sind echt strange. Und sie lassen sich so beschissen aussprechen. That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Then let's spare it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Makuro's death and solve the mystery of the school, then you win. But if you can't do all of that, we all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of a despair will you show me? We are as excited as you are, I'm sure.
いいわ
When
ね
we have uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
ね
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held. I remember that for sure. So what?
ね
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement. You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mokuro is no exception to that. Huh? Mokuro's trial is no exception? Then it's part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mokuro... It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What? Are you telling the truth? Why'd he go quiet all of a sudden? I'm done talking! I got nothing left to say to you! So get lost, would ya? What's so mad? He seems emotionally unstable. Leave me alone! Get out of here! Okay, I'm going. Just... You're really gonna let me go? I don't care anymore! You are all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair. Ich liebe es, wenn das tut. Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. Ich liebe es, wenn es tut. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. Whew. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's depth. Alter! Ihr habt meine Katze erschrocken! Die blöden Arschlöcher. Ganz ruhig, mein Schatz. Alles ist gut, die Mami ist da. Er hat sich jetzt nur erschrocken, weil er geschlafen hat. Sonst würde er jetzt zum Fenster rennen, sich hinsetzen und zugucken. Das wird heute Abend wieder lustig. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you. Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain as anything from a final showdown, do they? They had no choice but to accept. Huh? It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down their guard, like I said. So, when was it that the mastermind let their guard down? I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said it. And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Ja. Oh, scheiße, mir juckt schon wieder am Rücken. Probier's mal mit Gemütlichkeit, mit Ruhe und Gemütlichkeit. Ich brauche irgendwas zum Kratzen. Kratzen, ich brauche was zum Kratzen. Schupper mir mal den Rücken, Katze. So. Ah, tut das gut. Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
So
you don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off. And yet somehow, the mastermind was able to do it. But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason? They had to show the world something, no matter the cost, us killing each other. They wanted to show the world?
どう
The
やら
mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
つまり
So, the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
そう
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point? Ja, jetzt labert der Frau doch nicht alles nach. Denk selber mal drüber nach, Junge. Mein Gott!
ね
The outside world has a name for students of hope speak, right? A certain concept. You are talking about hope, right?
えそうよ
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair. The mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal, as the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous!
そうね
You're right, it is ridiculous, completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
苗木くん
I know how angry it must make you, and yet that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
つまり
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this shouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
少なくとも
At least that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
そうよ
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished, but in my case they couldn't lay a finger on me.
そう
So instead they tried to use the class trial following all their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
そう
Yes,
ね
thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion. Suggestion? Ich hab schon wieder Laberfasching.
ええ
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
つまり
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge?
だけど
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got a chance, because you believed in me. Another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
違うわ
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet. But it looks like I got it right. This time at least, I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Alter Schwede. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
だけど
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we have done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
そう
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You are right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it will cost us our lives. There is no option except to win.
ね
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone.
えでも
Is that really possible? Huh?
とにかく
Anyway, right now we have to go find the others.
行きま
They
しょ
are
うか
probably in the dorms somewhere. Shall we go? Ja! Gehen, wir treffen den Rest der Chaotenbande. La 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 la. La 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 la. Übrigens, ich finde diese Tür immer noch sehr outstanding. Hier alles so grün, gelb und dann hier pink! Entschuldigung. Ich sollte nicht immer so oft ins Mikro schreien. Sorry. Not sorry. But sorry. Bam 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 bam. So, die sind sicher alle hier drin, oder? And suddenly we were greeted with emptiness? You again. Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reached its limits. Jeez, what the heck?
でも
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief.
苗木だよね
Nein, das ist der Weihnachtsmann.
みんなやっぱり苗木だどの角度から見ても苗木だよあら生きてたのね
ゴキブリのしぶとさだな。
Oh, das war jetzt ein Kompliment. Du bist wie eine sture, kleine Kakerlake.
念のために聞いとくけど、幽霊じゃねえよな。
Ich möchte auch mal so ein Kompliment erhalten. Du bist wie eine sture, kleine Kakerlake. Everyone was there, all my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up. Hi, Azusa!
なんだ
Wait. What's that smell?
なんだこりゃ。
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto! He smells like a wet dog! Get away! Shushu! And in a flash my tears dried up. Okay, everybody, I'm back in action! I still can't believe you survived. Yeah, me either. Do you realize why it is you escaped execution? It was Alter Ego. He saved my life.
そうだ
Not too many people can say they had their lives saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you. Und für dich!
おう。
Makoto, what was it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit world.
だべ。
Did you get to talk to her? Whew.
うん。
Miss Cleo. No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. I mean, who the heck is Miss Cleo? Who the fuck? So, what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, we figured that since the trial was over, we'd have access to a new place again. And? No dice. All the rooms that were locked before were still locked. So there aren't any new areas. Then where can we go to find new clues? Und was mit dir so You stink. Are you rotten?
そうに決まってるわ
Physically, mentally, every way you can be rotten. Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage for a while. This smell is so smelly. Super smelly. You smell even worse than me. Way worse than me. I will. She seems happy for some reason. Okay, der Moment, wo man so 15.000 Meter Abstand von einer Person nimmt und sich denkt, okay, girl, slow down a bit. Okay, Kyoko, erzähl mal alles.
ナイヒ君
There is no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
なんだ
Explain? Explain what? But is it okay that you are here? What if the mastermind catches you?
そうね
That's related to what we have to tell you all. I need to tell you all about the last class trial. Last class trial?
つまり
We are going to redo Mokuro's trial. What? Seriously?
どうだってな。
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it. Like I keep telling you.
違うわ
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you.
は
Then who is it?
なるほどな
What she's saying is it was all the work of the mastermind.
え
What? You are saying the mastermind killed Makuro?
そうよ
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to stop it.
だけど
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
なんだと
You spotted a trap? Did you, Makoto? Oh, you make it sound like it was easy. I just, you know.
でも
But executing Makoto, who wasn't a plagnant, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the plagnant is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiate with them to have the trial one more time. And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
そう
Very observant of you.
当然だ
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
ひねえぞ。
Hey, I'm total in the dark here.
は
For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again later. So, knowing all this, what do we do now?
それってさ
It's about who killed Mokuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind. But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery?
でも
But we have been looking around all this time and we still don't know anything, right?
とにかく
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone? Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. I mean, I want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
とにかく
Anyway, at this point the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other
面白い
words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say.
でも
But figuring out who the mastermind is and how they killed Mokuro and all the school's mystery, it's a pretty tall freaking order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So, if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh?
私は
I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, Working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
ええ
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint?
くくくく
It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here is a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. Na, mein süßer kleiner Tiger. Unrichtig! Welcome, welcome! Neue Runde, neues Glück. Höret, 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 Katze. Höret, höret, Katze. Oh!
なるほどな。
Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. Huh? But why?
つまり
If the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in this school, right? Monokuma probably murdered Mukuro, but there is no way he could have disguised the scene like that. Ah, komm her, Katze! Du und deine sexy Katzenschenkel! Ich habe das Gefühl, ihr hört immer gerne, wenn ich mit der Katze schmuse. Es tut mir echt so leid, dass ich so unprofessionell bin. Nein. Wir haben das letzte Mal das Bad Ending bekommen und das Good Ending sind wir jetzt auf dem Weg. Das heißt, wir sind jetzt beim letzten Kapitel, beim letzten entscheidenden Trial. Katze, 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 Katze. Du ragst schon wieder hier rum wie so eine kleine Krake. Warte, Schatz. Katze, du bist schwer. Ja, das ist ein Controller, Katze. Du weißt, wie ein Controller aussieht. Wartet mal kurz. Ich muss mal kurz die Decke zurechtziehen. Ja, er ist in der Müllhalde gelandet und jetzt kommen wir deswegen zum letzten Trial. Weil der Culprit, also Monokuma, ist jetzt ein bisschen in Bedrängnis geraten, denn jeder der Zuschauer, also das wird ja ganz weltweit ausgestrahlt, diese School Killing Game Dingen Sache, ja, die beiden sind wieder raus. Lass mich doch erstmal fertig erklären, Junge! Also jedenfalls, ja, Skipper. Monokuma ist dadurch ein bisschen in Bedrängnis geraten. Hängt der Ton hier gerade? Haha, geil! Der Ton hängt. Und wisst ihr warum? Mein Capture Device hängt. Gibi, wart mal. Schatzi, geh mal kurz zur Seite. Geil, der Stream hängt. Ich muss mal kurz Streamlabs neu starten. Heißt, der Stream endet mal kurz. Ich bin gleich wieder da.